this is working. I have my mirror propped up and I'm recording on my iPad. I think everything's good. I might want to back up a little bit. Hi, welcome in, Truth Seekers. My name is Fadi or Dufante Yotia, and this is the Courthouse Conduit. My sister sent me a video today of Mel Robbins doing an interview, and it was her speaking on her let them theory. Let them and then let me. The let them portion of this theory is focusing on letting other people experience what they need to experience in their emotional outbursts, burst in their emotional immaturity on their own. And the let me theory is the part where you enforce a boundary. And by enforce a boundary, the word enforce has a lot of negative connotation to it, at least to me. And so instead of enforce, I guess another way to say it is to lay. And in this way, that's where you kind of take a moment to slow down. You don't need to rush. You've been studying this stuff for years. You're capable. You are emotionally intelligent. You have nothing to prove. You just want to help. That's all. You just want to show up as yourself. And this is what you were made for. Love. To be an advisor. To lead by example. The let me part is where you take the moment to say, I hear everything that you're saying, and I validate the experience you're having in your body, but I do not deserve to be spoken to in this way, and I deserve some compassion. And one of the things in this video that Mel said that really stood out to me is that you don't need to let them hurt you. You let them express themselves their way. That's something that I've had to deal with a lot in my adult life. There's been a lot of people that I can acknowledge that are hurting me, but they don't understand maybe sometimes that they're hurting me, or I have allowed them to speak to me and treat me in a way that does not feel good for long enough that it's become the normal of our relationship. 1 second. I paused that video just to watch it over. I didn't start crying yet. My nails were dirty. I paused that video to watch it over just to check to see if it was in frame, what the quality was. And I do self-regulation in the moment all the time, like you saw just now, in the middle of that first section. And I just had like a just really big moment of gratitude for myself because this has been really hard. And I would like to say that it hasn't, but it has. I just think that you get to choose your heart in life, and I've chosen mine. This next chapter that I'm in, this next book, I'm on book number 2. I really want to focus on being more organized and strategic with my thought forms. And I'm very much a woman that loves to be in flow state. My feminine likes to be in flow state, but now as I've gotten, as I've healed a big majority of the intense traumatic experiences that I've gone through. And by healed, I don't mean it doesn't hurt me anymore because you see me still crying because I'm actively in a moment of perceiving myself as unintelligent, incapable, not beautiful. And I caught that in myself, and I'm having it leave my body right now. When I say healed, I mean the version of myself that my inner child would have needed at 8 years old, when she didn't understand what was happening and why she was being hurt. That is healed. healed is when you become the version of yourself that your little child needed, that your inner child needs, because your little child is still there. My 3 surefire ways that I believe can I'm overdoing it. I'm not editing this. I want everyone to see the process of what this looks like. I'm trying to show up as a hawk flies by. I have 3 ways that I help myself that have allowed me to heal and slow down. The first thing is, before I grab my phone in the morning, I always just say, I'm so glad that I woke up this morning. I'm so grateful for my breath this morning. If you have a faith base, pray to your faith base. God, thank you so much. God, I just am so grateful for this life that you've given me and for the opportunity to be the best version of myself. Show me how great today can be. And God, charming. I need to go blow my nose and wipe my face. We're coming back a little slight. I'm gonna put lipstick on to feel cutesy. Maybe not. I don't know. Okay, I'm back. Slay. Period. Period. I needed to emotionally regulate because I was feeling nervous, and I did, and I'm back. It is like 5 minutes after I put on the lipstick. I did redo my eyeliner and said some, what is it called? It's a facial reset. I'm not sure what it is, but I'll maybe edit it in. Probably not though. And we're back. A surefire way for you to start developing emotional intelligence and emotionally regulate is to start your day with gratitude. Give yourself grace in order to grow. Okay? So like I said, every morning the first thing I do before I grab my phone is say a little prayer and just thanks for waking up. You don't have to have a faith base in order to start emotional regulation, but what I've found in my studies and my practices is that you start to understand the interconnectedness of just your relationships in the world around you. Once you start practicing gratitude, you find more moments of congruence is what came up for me, but that seems like a little bit advanced of a word. So you find more moments of synchronicity, maybe also too advanced, but it's okay. It's okay. And then give yourself grace. In the moment of giving yourself grace, something that I say to myself when I'm getting amped up is, whoa, check your engine. I can feel your engine revving. Self. You need to step back and check your engine. And in the practice of checking my engine, I've been able to find oh, this moment right now does not need a revved engine. You know when you're at a stoplight and that guy in the pardon my French, the guy in the Camaro is going and blows off. I'm really good at making car noises. Want me to do it again? Wait, that was bad. Slow down. That was my impression of a Lamborghini Aventador. Aventador, I don't know. I've ridden a few, but I don't know how to pronounce that. Girl, she foreign, but she ain't foreign. What am I even talking about? Going back to the point. Emotional regulation and grace. In the moment of emotional regulation, when you get to the point where your engine's revved up and you're at that stoplight where you're given the chance. This is from the people that are at their last wits in their relationships and they're being given a chance to slow down and check their engine, don't be the guy that just revs the whole entire stoplight and then zooms off and emotionally bypasses any point of healing or resolution, okay? I want you to be the guy that sees that next to it there's a little car that says baby on board, and maybe that baby's sleeping and your engine is going to disturb that baby, so maybe I should just take this one slow. That's the kind of guy I want you to be, okay? I like to have like a talisman or a little trinket in my check my engine moments. Most of the time it's a ring. I'll pick out a ring intentionally in the morning saying this is my self-regulation ring. If I touch this ring, I need to take a moment to self-regulate. And it really helps ground the energy. It helps you come back to your intention that you set in the morning, the gratitude that you felt in the morning, and all those little small moments are what build up to great healing. I love I love retreats. I do love resorts. I just want to wake up in the yard and say, Lyra, $100,000, I'm up in the rose that's rented. Wait, in the rose that's rented, windows tinted. Oh, am I in this? No, I'm in the middle. There is a girl that I follow that's a psychic medium. Her name is Freya on here. I don't know her real name, but she's one of my favorite mediums. It's Freya, Jadina, and Natisha. Beautiful names. Yeah, I'm Dofante or Vadi Slay. And Freya is one of the most strikingly beautiful people I've ever seen in my entire life. Genuinely. Like, when I first started watching her, I couldn't even look at the screen because she was so beautiful, and I was like, oh. But she's always nitpicking herself. Like, she's like, I'm out of the frame. I don't look beautiful at this. And I didn't understand it, and now I do. Because I know that I'm beautiful. I know that I'm compassionate. I know that I'm capable. I know that I'm a conduit of source consciousness. I know that I am emotionally regulated. I know all of these things about myself, but something about this camera being right here, like, it's a little distressing. But now I get you, girl. I get you, Freya. Yeah, so there's that with that. Check your engine, take a moment, have your talisman, and if there's at any point that you are being given the chance at the stop sign to check yourself, please do it, okay? Life would be so much easier with your wife if you just chose to just do the right thing, okay, sir? And grow. When you are at that light and you checked your engine and you self-regulated enough to say like, hey, maybe this energy is a little bit so much for this situation, and you're trying to figure out what to do, ask yourself, what would the growing version of me do to handle this situation? Because like Mel Robbins says in this video that I talked about in the opening of this before I started crying, most people are 8-year-olds in adult bodies. I think there was one thing Gary Vee put out that was like, someone asked a question about what to do if they had a guy did, and everyone in the room started laughing, and Gary Vee was like, deal with it. There's nothing you can do about it. Your character will speak for itself before that, and any woman that wouldn't give you the time of day because of that isn't worth your time anyways. But that brings me to a bigger issue of all the little boys in here cackling in this room, which is a theory that I have, that most people haven't graduated past high school. They haven't grown past high school. They haven't been challenged outside of that high school paradigm and high school bullying that we all experience. Especially, I don't know about how high school was for you and out there in the foreign countries. All right, but here in America, we're getting bullied and there's a lot of racism, and most of these people ain't grown up. Okay, and that's on that with that. Anyways, what would the current version of you do to grow? And that question, if you don't have the full skill to ask yourself that and like look and research and find solutions, which I don't think is true because you're here right now watching this video, some way, somehow you got here, you're connected with me, and that's why we're doing this. That's why Spirit told me to wake up this morning at 6 a.m., write, journal, and get up here and make technically my sister sending me that video in the morning and me seeing it and then me saying, people need help. You've done it yourself. How can you help others do it? I don't think, I studied child development in college and university. I studied a very specific approach called the Reggio Emilia approach. And it really concentrates as a child as an independent before a conglomerate. And we don't do that here in the United States. We do not teach independence in the way that we think we do. We're gaslit to think that what we're being taught is independence, but what we're being taught is codependence. I forgot that I put hydration salts in this. I was not expecting it to taste like that. Anyways, gratitude, grace, grow. Start your day with gratitude. Give yourself grace when your engine is revved up, and choose what the grown version of you would do in order to grow from the moment. We're gonna get a tarot card out and an angel guide card out and a divine animals card out, because that's how we do it here. Taking a step back. I should explain what I'm doing right now. Oh, how fun. I'm taking a step back. So that means that I'm allowing the energy of who I am as a person to take a step back out of the reins. Get out of the reins, get out of the ring, I guess. Get out of the ring. That's a little bit better. Yeah, that's a lot better, because I imagine myself sitting with God. I know that sounds crazy, but it's what I'm doing. I know, the people that get it, get it. And it's a high council of God and all my spirit teams, my angels and ascended masters. So I have God sitting right next to me because of the Apostles' Creed. And he died and descended into hell. On the third day, he rose again, and he is seated at the right hand of God, the Father Almighty. From there, he will come to judge the living and the dead. And the whole point of Christianity, even if you're not a Christian, the whole point of faith is to act as if God, well, at least to me, I don't know, there are certain things that are so much of my truth that I am still learning how to explain. So if it feels like I'm rushing through things and I'm doing that, I'm jumping around and I'm like unsure, and it's because I know what's true for me, but I don't want to overwhelm anybody else, and I don't want the strong beliefs that I have in God the Father and Divine Mother to overpower the fact that you still need to emotionally regulate. I don't want faith to be the reason why you can't emotionally regulate, because the one thing the church has not taught you is how to emotionally regulate and how to apply scripture actively in your life. And I don't want to do that in this video. I'm not prepared to do that yet, and I will be one day, but my theological studies are not there. I imagine myself sitting next to God the Father. I have my high council of my grandma, my mom, my guardian angels, people that are late, and then I have ascended masters. Sometimes it's Oshun, sometimes it's Jesus, sometimes it's Cleopatra. Any of these high-ranking spiritualists or royalists from the past, King Arthur, these are all people that have played a big role in my understanding of myself. And we'll get more into that as I learn how to show up on this platform. And so God the Father, Jesus, my spirit team, and I imagine them like Star Wars or Star Trek in a big like galactic spaceship, and we're sitting and we're having a meeting, and I say, I'm taking a step back. I'm not in charge anymore. I'm the human here on earth right now doing the human thing, but I'm not in charge anymore. And then I open up to receive information, so I open up the circle, and then I say, I allow spirit to pass through me. I say a prayer, spirit guides, ancestors, ascended masters, and the Most High God. I call back my energy. All people, places, and things that are no longer serving me, that are not of benevolence. I filter any energy that they are sending me through earth, and I bring it back to me in divine power. The music stopped. A new one will probably start. I'm ready for a message for the collective. Is this still recording? Heck yeah, it is, because I'm a cheat. I'm shuffling and those cards jump out like that, it tells me that the channel's open and it's clear. That's how I can tell. We have worry, but it flew up, and when I picked it up, it was in reverse. There's no need to worry. As long as you're positively and intentionally moving forward, there's no need to worry anymore. This is also a 5 card. 5 is the number of change, divine change. Worrying is not serving you. Worrying is worshiping the problem. We're taught to worry and to have solutions to every single moment, but sometimes the solution is to be in the moment, to experience the strife, to experience the trials, to experience the tribulations. It's your mindset and perspective that can shift instantly when you allow the experience to be the experience. You learn from the experience and then you move on. Show gratitude for the experience. Ground the energy. Give yourself grace in order to grow. Okay? I think we're going to do Angel Guide first because I did talk about... I have all of these cards right here. There's just this one single card, and a lot of the times when I'm doing a reading, I'll get worry and failure because I think that, no. At times, I have gotten caught up in the worry cycle and believing that I'm a failure. And it's a number 7 card, and 7 is a number of clarity and wealth and good fortune. So there's that with that. Okay, opening up. We'll do an angel card. I chose to do an angel card because I was talking about Ascended Masters. And the process of the part of the emotional regulation that I focus on. No, slow down. What do you want to say to the people? The part of emotional regulation that is tied to my spirituality, and the card we have is transform. That's what we're doing here today. We're transforming. We're finding a way to transform. Okay? Powerful. We have oranges, we have a bright white light, and we have purples and pinks. Pink is the color of the upper heart chakra, purple is the crown chakra, and orange is the sacral chakra. And crown chakra is your thought forms, your connection to source. Upper heart chakra is that self-love. Green is the lower heart chakra, and that's the abundant love, overarching love. And sacral chakra is your creativity and your sensuality and your connection to self. So we are trying to transform the parts of ourselves that we don't really, and really we also have solar plexus, which when you look at it, we have this like horseshoe kind of, not horseshoe, seahorse shell kind of shape here in the middle of the chest. That's where your solar plexus is located. So also the yellow. So what we're doing here in order to transform is balancing our chakras, learning how to stay in alignment with what we want for what we believe is the highest version of self and the best version of self. I'm going to read that, and I don't think we're going to do an animal oracle today. I'm not really feeling guided to. I have it out, but I'm all right today. We're going to find transformation, and I think this one is alphabetical. Yes, transformation. We're going to close out this message after this. Your message. You are ready to move beyond energies or situations that are no longer helpful to you and to make space in your life for something more purposeful. You may feel a real need for clearing out at this time, not just physically, but mentally and spiritually too. As you remove the clutter and the debris from the world, you welcome in the energy of transformation. Like like a butterfly emerging from its cocoon, you're ready to move beyond the previous limitations of your life. You're moving away from stagnancy or the feeling of being held back, and are taking the heavy energies of your life and making them light so that you can fully embrace who you were born to be. Extended message. When this card appears, angels are acknowledging the emotional and physical transformations that have taken place in your life. They can see you more clearly now that you have released the old and fusty thoughts and situations. I don't know what fusty means. There is a feeling of renewal now, and you are moving into a space where you are more comfortable than ever with who you are. You have a spark of splendor burning in the depths of your being, and this spark is creating positive and loving experience for slow down. Loving experiences for you now. It's time to enjoy the benefits of your commitment to your growth. And that's on page 101. The next chapter has begun. The next book has begun. I believe in you. After I open up to receive information, I always try to close. With that, I say the Apostles' Creed, because what I am doing as a believer in God the Father, and for me, I grew up in Christianity, so it's my closest source and my most developed way of connecting with God. I say the Apostles' Creed because how I'm showing up right now, I am an apostle to God. I am devoted to love. Okay? You can bow your head, do whatever you'd like. You can hold a mudra, okay? I believe in God the Father Almighty, creator of heaven and earth. I believe in Jesus Christ, his holy Son, our Lord, who was conceived by the Holy Spirit and born of the Virgin Mary. He suffered under Pontius Pilate, was crucified, died, and was buried. He descended into hell. On the third day, he rose again from the dead and is seated at the right hand of God the Father Almighty. From there, he will come to judge the living and the dead. I believe in the Holy Spirit, the Holy Catholic Church, the communion of saints, the forgiveness of sins, the resurrection of the body, and the life.